Hi, this is Brad Linder with Liliputing, and this is an Amazon Kindle Fire, which comes with Amazon's custom version of Google Android. And this particular device has been rooted, and we're going to take a look at how you can use root access and something called TWRP, or TeamWin Recovery Project, to install custom firmware. Installing TWRP can be a little bit of a pain in the behind. There are problems that people have run into, even using a free tool called Kindle Fire Utility to install it. Kindle Fire Utility makes things pretty simple, but sometimes your computer may not recognize the device properly, even if you think that you installed the drivers correctly, and sometimes you might get sort of stuck in a boot area where you see this yellow logo and can't get past it. There are tips for getting past all of those things at liliputing.com, so if you run into trouble, there may be ways around it. As you can see, this device has been rooted already, and it's running the Google Android Market, and TeamWin Recovery Project is already installed. And I just want to show you how you can use that then to install something like Miu or CyanogenMod or other custom software. So the first thing that you would need to do is download the custom software and copy it to the device. You can download it using a browser, and it'll be stored on your SD card portion of the device, or you can copy it from a computer. And then you just shut down the device, and it'll power off. And then, assuming you've got TWRP installed already, TeamWin Recovery Project, and the Fire bootloader, which usually gets installed when you're installing TeamWin Recovery Project, then the next step is you press the power button for a second. It's going to turn green. Now press and hold it until it turns orange, because you'll see here this yellow logo, and at the bottom it says press power button for recovery. And this is the point where you will actually see this for a little while before you get into the TeamWin Recovery Project. But if you see this going on for more than a minute or two, then something's gone wrong, and you probably need to change your boot mode. And again, you can find tips for doing that at Liliputing. Now from here, the first thing that you probably want to do is, besides sitting in a room with less glare, you want to use the backup option. I've already created a backup of my system, but I'll just show you how you would do that. You can go to the home screen, and you see install, backup, restore, wipe, etc. You choose backup, say backup now, and it'll create a backup of everything on your device's system and data partitions, as well as the boot partition. And that way, if you decide that you've flashed CyanogenMod, Miu, or something else and don't like it, you can always go back to the previous version by using the restore option. And from restore, you can select different backups that you have stored on your device and restore. You can almost use it like a dual boot system even. If you have multiple versions of Android that you want to flip back and forth between, create a backup, go to the new one that you want to use, and then you can always restore to that previous backup. It's not quite as fast as dual booting, but it sort of works. From here you can also go in and wipe your data, which is what we're actually going to do right now since I have a backup. I'm going to choose the factory reset option. You can also select to choose the cache, Dalvik cache, battery stats, system, etc. Factory reset basically deletes your system and data partitions. If this is all I did, I'd basically be left with a tablet that has almost nothing on it other than some files and the TeamWin Recovery Project. But then once the wipe is complete, we're going to go back to the home screen by choosing the home button, choose install, and then from here you can see that I've already downloaded certain applications here. So from here we have Miu ROM, we also have a couple of different versions of the official Kindle ROM, and a CyanogenMod 7 ROM as well. Right now we're going to choose Miu, and when you choose it you should see it show up here in the bottom, and then there's a nice big button that says Flash, so we're going to do that. Should see some text go through here. You might find some error messages. Most of them you don't have to pay too much attention to. Every now and again you'll get one that looks a little bit different, so cannot find load volume miscellaneous, that's not a problem. But if you get something that says, was not able to complete, then it's time to worry. We got the progress bar going here. And that's pretty much it. From here you can optionally wipe your cache again. That shouldn't be necessary since we already wiped our data. So I'm going to choose Reboot System. Now this time, instead of pressing and holding the power button to get into the recovery, we're just going to go ahead and let this go. And so we're going to see the yellow logo for a little while, and then after that we'll see the Miu logo, and then we'll boot into Miu. So at the start of this video, 5 minutes ago, we saw what Amazon's version of Android looks like, with sort of bookshelves, no widgets, the Amazon App Store instead of the Google Android Market. In a moment, we'll see what Miu looks like, which is a custom version of Android. Also doesn't quite look like what you get with most Android devices, looks almost a little bit more iPhone-like. But it does allow you to do home screen widgets and use the Android Market. And here we are. So from the home screen we can unlock the device and access Miu for the first time. So you can see that all of our applications, there is no app drawer, all of our applications are on the home screen. You can customize the home screen by tapping and holding, and then you can add widgets, remove widgets, change icons, etc. This version of Miu has an app called Button Savior, which makes up for the fact that there are no physical hardware buttons for home, back, search, and menu functions. Instead, you sort of press this on the side and it brings up those buttons. And you have this persistent tool bar at the bottom, which you can use to move different applications. And let's try to the dock so that they're available from any screen. And you have this sort of custom notification area with toggles for airplane mode, screen rotation, and so forth. So that's a quick look. You can find a more detailed look at Miu in another YouTube video in this channel, but I just wanted to show you the process for downloading and installing different versions of Android using Team Win Recovery Project. This was with Miu, but the same process works for CyanogenMod or other software. And to shut down, we just press and hold the power button, power off, and we can go back into Team Win Recovery Project and restore from a backup if we don't want to continue using this. This is Brad Linder with Liliputing, and a look at Amazon's $199 tablet and how versatile it is at running different versions of the Android software.